Mike, it's a big game for Aherlow, isn't it?
It's a huge game, Stevie. The Munster Championship semi-finals, they don't come around too often. To get it, I suppose, technically a home venue in Latin on Sunday at 1 o'clock. With brilliant venue, brilliant atmosphere down there. The whole of the Glen, the whole of Latin and Cullen will be in situ for the game. Aherlow go into it coming off the back of their 5-point win over Stradbally in the quarter-final. And Wolf Tones of Shannon come into it after a 4-point win over Nave Owen there in the county final in Clare. Look, I suppose the story of the quarter final, similar to the story of the county final, was Barry Grogan. His form is just electric at the moment. He's scoring at will, 1-8 out of the 112 the last day, 1-4 out of 1-7 in the county final. I suppose a real tough game against Stradbally down in Dungarvan there a couple of weeks ago, and it was probably in the last 7 or 8 minutes that Aherlow really, I suppose, got a foothold in it. They got a goal and 2 points unanswered to finish off the game. A couple of dismissals for Stradbally helped matters for Aherlow, but it was nip and tuck the whole way through. Aherlow would go up a point, Stradbally get a point to level it up and stuff. So it was a real. They really dug out the win. Huge experience. I mentioned Barry Grogan, but I think Mark Russell down in the last 10 minutes was immense. He scored a point. He got fouled for a quick free, which Diarmuid Luby gave in for a second point, and he gave the pass for the goal. That's what you want out of your big players in the latter stages of any game, you know. So look, Aherlow coming into this in great form. This is their first time playing in Munster, their second intermediate title in Tip, but there was no Munster Championship at that time. So look, I expect it to be packed to the rafters in Latin. As I said, a great ground, and hopefully Aherlow come out on the right side of it.
Well, I know there's over 500 seats in the stand, so first come, first served, John. And we know very little really about the Wolf Tones team from Shannon, so it's very hard to mix or we'll say to do matchups. You can't really do matchups because we don't know much about them, do we?
Wolf Tones, they're dual champions as well. They won the intermediate football as well as the intermediate hurling. They went out last weekend in the hurling to Watergrass Hill of Cork. So it's back to the football now. They would have some of the players would be involved in both teams, you know, like the Lohans and a few lads like that we know of. But other than that, they had been a senior club there for a good number of years there, but in the shake-up, when they streamlined their championship down in Clare there, I think it was 2018, I think there was 4 or 5 teams relegated down, and they kept plugging away anyway, so they're back up now this year. They won the intermediate championship down there.
So what do you think the plan will be for Aherlow now going into Sunday?
Look, I suppose it will be something similar that they have been playing all year. You know, the last day down in Dungarvan, you know, they attacked very fast out of defence, you know. Coming up the left wing there, a lot of their play came up there, and eventually the whole idea was to get it to Barry Grogan, and it worked the last day. Now he was double marked inside in the edge of the square. Whether that will be good enough on Sunday is another thing, but he's a very, very hard guy to keep down. And a half chance, he'll always have a cut, like, and he has great belief in his own ability, and that's a big attribute in a guy, like, and you know, he takes on the shots, anything from 40 yards up to 50 yards, like, he'll have a cut if it's on, like, you know, and we know him from place balls as well. But it's not a one-man show, like. Russell and Diarmuid Luby in the middle of the field there now. Although Luby played the last day, he played at 6 the last day, with Hennessy dropping back to 3, you know. But they're very strong as well on the wings there. They have a couple of young fellas this year now, and they're really, you know, setting the place alight. Like, you know, your man the last day, he chipped in, what you call him, young Ty Carew. 3 points from play the last day, like, you know, in a game like that.
But they have a mixture of youth and experience.
They have, yeah.
That really stands to them.
Cathal Dillon, he's not a 60-minute man anymore, but they're getting 30 minutes out of him, like, you know what I mean? And he was involved the last day against Stradbally in a lot of the stuff in the first half. I suppose black mark against Aherlow the last day, they coughed up a goal in a point there within a minute. They were going well, and all of a sudden,
What would you put that down to? Lack of concentration?
just first of all, they gave away what I would call a stupid free. The backman got caught checking the forward starting to run, and that was a point. And straight from the kick out, a short kick out was tried, overturned, back in the net. So that was, it's just, I suppose, a rush of blood to the head or something like that. But you have to try and, these are the things that you have to cut out. These are the things that they will cut out. Now, in fairness now, Stradbally came into it the last day, but Aherlow weathered the storm, and Mike was talking about the latter stages of it there. I mean, Mark Russell's point from out at the stand side in Fraher Field, that was a real good score. And straight
But
away,
he's got the potential to do that on a regular basis.
he has, and that day, he early on, actually, the first, I think, the match was about 10 seconds old, directly from the throw-in. He had a cut, dropped a bit short into the goalkeeper's hands. He had another cut after that, and a drop short again. But what I'm saying is, it didn't deter him later on. Like the next chance he got, it happened to be in the second half, and it opened up in front of him, and then he was fouled for the first red card.
That's right. Quick free.
And Luby took the quick. Brogan was coming out to take it. Would have been about 45 metres out, and was coming out. Luby spotted him coming out, took the quick free into him, and he turned it over the bar. And all of a sudden, there were 2 points in it again, And then we know what happened with the goal. That was it was great. It was well worked again, and Russell put it across the square, and Brogan rose highest, and he tapped it down into the back of the net, and that gave him a 5-point cushion going into injury time. And when you have 5 points going into injury time like that, you're in a good space.
Do you think they can do it?
I think they definitely they can do it. It'll be a great chance for them to get to a Munster final. The last time in 2010 they were in the senior semi-final in Cashel against, I think it was Dr. Crokes of Kerry, brought them to extra time, and they were beaten in extra time. That was the only chance that they had of getting. So I think they have a great chance on Sunday, and I expect them to get to the final, Stevie.
Michael, it's crucial that they have a very good start, but settle early.
Yeah, look, I suppose, Stevie, that's I suppose for most teams in any games, you don't want to be coughing up leads early and having to chase back. Look, it'll probably be nervous times as well, I will say, for Aherlow on Sunday, because they're playing in front of a home crowd, which I suppose they probably wouldn't have ever done that in a long number of years, because sure, all your championship games in Tip are all neutral, and the chance to play in a home venue with so many people in following you will lead to a little bit of nerves.
Well, they had a chance a number of years ago in the Tuna Holland against Blackrock, which we Kilfinnan of Limerick. They literally threw the game away. So now is their chance this time to move on and again get over that hurdle and move on to a final. Yeah,
it certainly is. Well, look, John has mentioned the names. I think that 5 around the middle of the field, Luby at 6, Dara O'Brien at 7, and Ty Crew at 5, along with Cathal Dillon and Mark Russell in the middle of the field. That's kind of the 5 that they get up and down the field. They put in a lot of the work trying to get that ball into Barry Grogan. Ty Carew in particular, who I think he was the guy that broke forward to get the goal in the county final. He was breaking forward. He was involved in 2 scores early in the game the last day against Stradbally as well. So he's a guy that's kind of coming into his own. He had a lot of underage potential, Stevie. He had played a lot of underage football with Tip, and So he's kind of now finding his feet at this level, and he's a real important player for them. But Luby coming back from injury is a big plus for Aherlow, like a real accomplished hurler and footballer, and he's a big addition to them, a real athletic guy, able to play at 6. But I suppose, look, it's the experience, Stevie, as well. And Mark Hanley in the full back line, Russell and Dillon in the midfield, Lawrence Corcoran and Barry Grogan in the and Bernard O'Brien, who's back into the starting lineup as well now, in that full forward line. And look, they're able to they're used to playing with each other over a long number of years, able to make space. And look, they get the ball to the shooter, which is Barry Grogan, and he's producing for them. And as John said, there was two on him the last day, and he still came away with 1-8, 1-2 from play, and like won a couple of frees. And like, what is tremendous about Barry Grogan's play is he's able to kick his frees off the left or the right. It doesn't, like, it's a tremendous skill to have. And like, I suppose any inter-county footballer should be able to do it, but they're not, you know. And look,
it's all because they never really practiced at that level. I suppose really there was always someone to kick from the left, and there was always someone to kick from the right. Whereas Maurice Fitzgerald was another guy, he could kick from the left and the right. Barry Grogan again with tip that time.
Yeah, but I mean, Barry Grogan is doing that since he was an under-12, Stevie, and
correct.
Like he learned that skill.
Bucket Lasheen again was the same with Arabels.
Yeah,
left and right.
Yeah, like Grogan learned that skill in his early years. You know, like
it's a great skill to have.
Absolutely. I mean, and look, sure, we talk about hurlers and that they're like they have to be able to hit off their left and their right, and now invariably nearly everyone that plays at any level is able to do both. But like, if football, I suppose, in this county is to progress, you need to be producing guys like that. But look, Barry's a special talent, and he's really producing for Aherlow. But I do think it's that platform that the half back line especially give them in breaking forward and being able to get up and down the field, which is huge to their progression.
Well, we wish him the very best of luck, and also to Jack Welton. He'll be in goals, and his kick-outs will be crucial. John, Cashel King Cormacs are also out this weekend. We wish him the very best of luck, along with Lockmore Castleiney.
That's right, Cashel King Cormacs, they are out in the Munster Junior semi-final against Kilmurray at Cork. An unusual thing for Kilmurray. This is their third consecutive year playing in the Munster Junior Championship. In 2022, they won the Cork Junior, and then there was a change of structures for 2023, and they finished runners-up to St Finbarr's last year. In 2023, caught with a late goal, and they defeated Sean Tracy's there in the quarter-final last year over in Templetuohy comprehensively. The year before they had played Tullow Sarsfields. I think they beat them by 4 points or 5 points. And now they're up against Cashel, coming to New Inn on Saturday, 1 o'clock. Look, there's a big ask for Cashel. Now, and Cashel will have one eye, if not two eyes, on the following weekend for the Munster Intermediate Hurling Final against Watergrass Hill. So, you know, but they still have, plenty of footballers in Cashel there. I think whatever team they'll put out, they won't have any of the first 15 or 17 of the hurlers. We know that for a fact. But they still have plenty of talent, like, you know what I mean. They lost out in the semi-final of the county to JK Brackens, and as they were the last junior side in it. So we wish them the best of luck down in New Inn there. Also, as you said there, Lockmore are out down in Cusick Park in Ennis against the Éire Óg of Ennis. Éire Óg had a 5-point win over Rahan. Or was it Adair? Which was it? Adair in Limerick. There. But funny enough, the 2 goals coming from the half-back line there, one before half-time, one after. A very formidable side of Éire Óg. But I think, you know, Lockmore will probably, they're back to what they are at again. Hurling last Sunday, back to football this weekend. And I think, you know, it's a great chance for Lockmore to get to a Munster final. And we wish them the best of luck as well.